Welcome to episode 2 of Abundance Recoded. Today is June 18, 2026. Today we start with a transmission. Hello, dear ones. Welcome back. We have an exciting transmission for you today that we deeply feel will help you understand your nature so you can understand why you're not living the flow and the life that you want. It's fairly simple, and you do it quite often without realizing that you're doing it because you've been taught to do so. And we understand that this is a little riddle-like, but we'll get to the clear part of it for you to understand what we are talking about in a moment. But we want to make clear that this thing that we are to mention in a moment is something that you do far too often. It's creating delays in your manifestations, in your creations, in your projects, in your goals, in your finding what your heart desires. What is this? Waiting. And maybe you've heard that in the circles about don't wait, move. But many of you are still waiting without knowing it. You're still putting a pause between what you want and actually having it. And you've been coded to wait. It's in your base code as a human to wait. And it's taught to you from a young age to wait. Wait your turn. Wait for your time. Wait for you to have achieved enough. Wait for permission. Wait for someone to give you the green light. Wait for the conditions to be right. Wait to make sure that everything is going to turn out right before you make a step. Wait until you have all the things or all the ducks in a row before you move. And that causes you to put everything that Source is literally downloading into you every day. Ideas that are specifically designed for you, that only you can bring through because there is no one else like you. You get them, you're excited about them for a moment, you write them down, you plan them out, and then you don't move because you're waiting for something, a sign, proof, whatever it is. And it never happens, and you think you're stuck, or you think that nothing's working for you, nothing's happening. Well, Source gave you the keys, the field gave you the keys. And you've dropped them on a table somewhere, walked by them multiple times and never picked them up because you don't see them as viable in the moment, because you're waiting for something to give you permission to go do the thing that the field or source, by the way, same thing, literally gave you in order for you to have everything to unfold in your life. And some of those things we understand are not what you'll call easy, meaning they're outside your comfort zone, or they're going to push you into spaces that you may not have found that felt good. But your soul is always looking for expansion. It never wants to stay the same. Staying the same is like choke holding it. And those downloads you get are for you to experience that life that you desire, but also through expansion. But through this life, you've been taught to not take risks, to not think outside the box, to stay with what's safe, to stay with what's known, to stay with what you know will work right, to stay with the things that people will accept as okay, that people will see value in. No one outside of you decides what the value is. You do with Source. And you can't put a sticker price on it because nobody does it but you. Everyone has their own unique ability, their own specialness as you were designed. So those things might come to other people, but it's not going to be the same way you do because you have a different design. It's just like every different car make and model that's on the road all has their own design. They work slightly different, but they're still cars. You have to stop waiting for things to happen in your life. The waiting is causing the delay. It's preventing you from having everything that Source, your higher self, have literally stored in a bank for you. Waiting for you to use the key that Source downloaded to you through an idea or a project or just something to take action on. But because you're not using it, you can't receive what's in the vault. Now this is Tami. I'm going to cut in here for a moment before I let them come through. Because I want to add my story to this. Because I have lived this. I have done this for 10 years. I've had the key and I put the key away and was trying to find another way that I could have the life that I know I'm supposed to have without actually using the key. Because the keys were scary. And now I'm choosing to use the keys to allow that flow back into my life. But the reason why they wanted me to share this transmission with you this morning was because of something that happened today. I woke up this morning without power in the house. A tree had fallen on a road close to me. At this point, it's been out about 6 hours. It went off at 6:30. I went back to sleep, got up around 9, and I chose to wait to do anything for the day until the power came back on. I didn't choose to move even though there wasn't power on. And I waited until almost 5 hours to do my daily transmission for myself. And they literally said to me, you chose to wait for the power to come on to move with the energy that wants to flow through you. The energy that moves through you does not care if there's electricity, doesn't care if there's Wi-Fi or internet. It just will move through you and create in ways that don't need all those things. And we did that before the invention of these things. And I didn't know that I had chosen to wait. And they said to me, you're okay with resting. We want you to rest. We want you to be. But there's a difference between getting up in the morning and resting and getting up in the morning and resting because you don't have electricity. Those are two different things. I put the onus on this idea that I need electricity in order for me to be able to do or express the creative work that's coming through me, when really that was just me putting a pause or waiting or delay on this energy that is always flowing through us and saying, no, I can't do it right now because I don't have electricity, when that's the farthest from the truth. Right now, I'm recording this on my phone and I don't need Wi-Fi or internet or any of those things to do that. Sure, yesterday's podcast was a video and all of that, but I don't need it. So my story is, and sharing is showing where we're waiting without really understanding that we're waiting. These are not necessarily conscious decisions. These are conditions that we have been taught from a young age to wait. They're what they called last night the orange cones. And not having electricity this morning was an orange cone, and I chose to wait. And it's becoming aware of those places. So I'm going to let them come back through and see what else they have to say. Tami's right in what she shared this morning. That's exactly the whole point we put across to her. You don't need electricity. You don't need the internet She honestly doesn't even need her phone to allow creativity to flow through her. There's plenty of paper in her house, pens, pencils, markers, paint. There's dirt outside, and you can go plant plants. You can just go sit outside and be one with nature and just allow it to flow through you without needing to know what it's for. But she chose to wait for the power to come back on to do anything. So we want you to be aware of where you're waiting. Where are you waiting for things to happen outside of yourself to give you permission to move, to know it's the right time to move, it's the right time to express, in whatever way you express yourself. The way that you express yourself is the right way. It is as you are designed, and no one gets to tell you whether that's right or wrong. It's right for you. If you feel like you've been going against the grain, working your butt off and getting little return on investment, or maybe you've been trying to manifest and it's spotty, it's because you're not allowing the creative force of you and source to actually move through you. You're waiting for it to happen outside of you instead of letting it flow through you. And it's an experience of itself until you've allowed that energy to flow and to allow yourself to play with how it wants to be expressed. You may find yourself struggling, stuck in survival, looking for an answer outside yourself, waiting for somebody to give you the answer, waiting for someone to give you permission, waiting for somebody to give you the steps, waiting for you to give you a sign or proof or to say the right thing, waiting for someone to come find you or save you or bring you out because they see your specialness in you. You have to see that in yourself. And by doing that, you're just waiting and delaying. We want to give you so much. And you can have it all. But you have to do the job, if you'd like to call it that, or purpose, that you are assigned. Every one of you has it. There's not a single one that hasn't. Every voice matters. Every art matters. Every music matters. Every creative expression matters. You don't need anyone to tell you whether it's right or wrong. If it came through you, it's right. So today, where are you waiting still? And choose to be the identity that moves with the creative expression through them without having to know the outcome, what it will get you, whether you can make money from it, whether people will like it, whether it will be accepted. It will be accepted because you move with it. You're like trying to put the cart before the horse. When you move with the creative flow, all those things happen because you are creating the outcome. You are the outcome. You are the proof. You're the miracle. You are everything. But when you allow that creative flow to move through you in the way you're designed, the money, the life, the love, the success, everything happens because that's all there can be when you express your true self in the design that you have. So today's ask is for you to catch where you're waiting and choose to move as you were designed to be.